Cut. 30 base.
51. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Shoot.
Look. Squeeze. Now.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Go.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Second and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Check. Crunch. Hey, lock it. Crunch.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
He's got his tight end Fant. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Fant, the first-round pick out of Iowa, taken 20th overall. 2nd tight end taken in the draft. Amazingly, the 2nd Iowa tight end taken in the draft is teammate T.J. Hockenson. 8th overall, he was selected by the Lions. But Noah Fant really wowed everyone in Indianapolis at the Combine and now trying to parlay that into an impressive NFL career.
Yeah. Bravo.
At the Lions' 47-yard line.
51's the mic. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Watch twist.
Leo.
Check three.
Let's go.
2nd and 11. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 35.
50, plant.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, C6. 5.
He'll look to throw. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
I know that play went for no yardage, all right, but I like the attempt because the fullback position, whether it's a fullback, a tight end, an H-back, wherever you want in that spot, not known as a primary pass catcher. So sometimes the element of surprise works in your favor, but on that play, give credit to the defensive guys.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team?
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Philip Lindsay, touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And maybe starting the campaign for another Offensive Player of the Week award in the AFC.
Yeah, strike up the band, right? They're going to lead him along, and the band being that offensive line, he's locked into the rhythm of what they're doing up front, and he's definitely off to that great start, a 2nd straight week.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one taken from the 7. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Squeeze, double. Hey, switch gears.
Rush in. 32.
He's coming, double up. He's coming, double up. Showing it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's coming.
Check. Lucky.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Mike, number 53. Switch. Big gas. 53 for Mike.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Now here's a pass on 1st down. It's knocked away and incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Watch the curl.
80 weapon.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah!
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Got it.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
Spill.
Get off the field. Let's get up.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. 5.
They'll look to throw here. Going up top. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
General West. Shoot.
Lindsey going to try and run it in. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead moves up to 7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Go! Hey!
Motion. At 25.
Go!
Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, team.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton.
It's going to be a long day.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Watch the flag. Ready?
On first down, Lindsey able to slither by. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Back to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Antonio Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to throw, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeremiah Tauchu in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. but boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. They'll run on first down. It's Lindsey. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power. That gives him a nice pickup. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
Check girls, check girls, check girls. Shoot! Watch the shoot!
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, Charlie.
Now this time he'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a first down throw. Stafford flushed out right. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Out of the gun, Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 7 yards there and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Go. Smooth. On the ball. Back.
A give running right, Lindsey. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
X3. 218. Jump. Yo. Go. Hey. High 7.
25 the mic. We got 25 the mic. Bring it.
2nd and 6. Escaping the press. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Stay with your man.
Any weapon, just get it.
On third down, here's Lindsey. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Stafford now to throw. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. On second down now, it's Lindsey. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Hey, Delta. Now.
They're going to look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
On third down, Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A 3-yard loss, 4th down now.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock.
Through an opening, and there he goes. 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
10, 10, under 10, 10. Watch the edge. Check your hot read. 59.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsay. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now a carry for Lindsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. On first down, Lindsey. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh. I'm on. Protein spill. Hey, turn it up.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They've now produced 3-yard gains on 3 straight plays. Leads us to fourth down. The Broncos had 15 fourth-down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. They'll go for it with Edmonds. They find some open field here. The 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
11.
They'll run with McKissick. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
You got it.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it.
Zebra.
Whip. Watch the whip. Watch twist.
Hey, give me radar.
Check three. Kill. Watch safety creeping.
They run. It's Johnson. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Lindsey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsey with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Come on,
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Set and logo. Pilot, 64, weak. Give me that ball.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Lindsey. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See, Johnson, it's poke free, football's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Hey, Haywood!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
We got 25 the mic. What's the run?
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Brian. Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing now is Lott. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. Past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Prater for the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
He's coming. Double up, double up.
Hey.
He's coming, double up.
Hey, seam 6. Ready.
They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Lindsey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh. Recon 132. Please grip.
Another run by Lindsey. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message? And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Monday.
Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.